My name is Lorraine Simpson and I am passionate about travel. My obsession has taken me to 92 countries over the last 53 years, and I am now devoted to helping the travel industry recover in a post-pandemic world. Next up, we head to the only country in the world that is carbon negative, Bhutan. Good morning, Prem. How are you?
Hi, Lauren. I'm so very happy to be here with you on this show today. It's a great honor and a pleasure to be talking to you this morning.
Thank you. So where are you right now, Prem?
Well, I'm somewhere in the Indian subcontinent. I'm in New Delhi at the moment, getting restless, in fact, to break my, open my doors and move like a free bird once again.
Yeah.
So I'm counting my days and getting ready with my long bucket list to start taking it once again.
Okay, so that's a good question. So what's on your post-pandemic bucket list?
So, I live in a wonderful area, and we are surrounded by beautiful destinations like Sri Lanka, Maldives. We have mountains, we have Himalayas, we have beaches. But for the moment, what I'm really getting restless about is Bhutan. So, that's one of my favorite destinations. And I always, I'm quite regular there, in fact, with an office and a team there. So that's what I'm really itching, to go at this moment.
I have to say it's a place that I have never been to, but it looked beautiful. So tell me a little bit more about the area.
So I can go on and on and on, in fact, because I love it so much, But for those of us who don't really know where Bhutan is a Buddhist kingdom on the Himalayas' eastern edge, bordering Tibet in the north and India in the south, and is officially known as the Kingdom of Bhutan. It's a landlocked country in South Asia, with the second least populous nation after Maldives, with only 750,000 people in that beautiful country.
Oh.
Bhutan is, it's so spacious, in fact, especially for the current time,
Perfect for like social distancing and all of that sort of thing. You have lots of space for yourself.
The Bhutanese government used to market the destination, with a tagline, "Happiness is a place." Now they have changed the tagline with "Happiness is space." So, it's so space, yeah. So, Bhutan is known for its monasteries, its fortresses known as dzongs, and is gifted with rich biodiversity, with dramatic landscapes, with Thimphu as its capital, as the largest city, and Phuentsholing as its financial center. Bhutan ranks first in economic freedom, peace, ease of doing business in South Asia. It's the region which was voted as the #1 green destination in the world. Very interestingly, not only carbon neutral, but it is the only country in the world which is carbon negative as well.
Really?
Yeah, and the bold promise of the government of Bhutan is to remain carbon neutral for all times to come.
Wow.
To be honest, Lauren, it's an experience unlike any other.
Really?
It's so serene, yeah. And one of my most favorite thing, Bhutan does not really count its happiness with GDP. They have this notable, and they pioneered this concept of GNH. It's called gross national happiness. It's a very nice concept, to be honest. Yeah. And GNH, gross national happiness, or GNH as a philosophy, was coined by the then king in 1979. And it is instituted as the goal of the government of Bhutan in the constitution that guides the government with an index, which is used to measure the collective happiness and well-being of the people of Bhutan. It's so wonderful, in fact, to talk to the people there, to mingle with the population, and being in a very happy population just gives you a very nice positive feeling.
I can feel that. When I talk to you, I can feel your enthusiasm, and it makes me want to go there. It makes me want to go and take a look.
You have to include this absolutely in your bucket list. You can't, this is absolutely an essential kind of thing,
Yes. Well, I was just talking to a general manager of the tented camp in Chiang Rai, and he said that Bhutan was on his bucket list, post-pandemic bucket list. So it's very interesting that we said then, oh, well, actually, we're talking to Prem, who's talking about Bhutan, which is perfect. So what about hotels there? I've heard that there are some unbelievable hotels in Bhutan as well.
I mean, I would not really call them hotels because, to be honest, I would not really qualify them as a hotel as such.
Right.
I would rather qualify them to be charming experiential accommodations.
Okay.
And there are tons of it. I mean, you don't necessarily have to stay in a hotel or a resort. I mean, you can find Hiltons and Intercontinentals all over the world.
Right.
But we have these very charming luxury lodges.
Oh.
The likes of Komos, the likes of Amans, the likes of Six Senses. Then you have these boutique, small owner-run hotels. You have these absolutely gorgeous homestays. And my favorite, these farm stays. I mean, they're huge farms, with lovely accommodation and farmhouses on the property. And all these have got a very strong character of a Bhutanese home, to make you feel, like a local or like visiting a characteristic destination like Bhutan.
And you get to meet the people and interact with the people, so you would end up having a much more in-depth experience if you're actually taking part in some of the activities that they do as a family and things like that.
Absolutely. You have to feel that. That's the whole charm. I mean, I'm sure you must be knowing that Bhutan is not a mass destination. And last year in 2019, there were only 72,000 visitors who visited Bhutan.
Really?
So, yeah, the government of Bhutan, I mean, they preserve their country like any other thing, It's very dear to them, and they do everything that they can do, to preserve the nature, to preserve the environment, the flooding of tourists, So they limit that to a very select few tourists every year.
So do you need a visa then?
Of course, and it's very cheap. It's a $40 visa.
Okay.
So but the government of Bhutan also charges a $60 sustainable development fee.
Okay.
And every penny of that is really spent so very well on the destination.
Okay. So is it open now to tourism?
Unfortunately, I mean, nothing is open. Even if Bhutan was open, most of the connections would not really allow you to connect and to reach there.
Right.
As I said, it's a very preserved destination. So there are only 2 flights which are allowed to land in Bhutan. They're both Bhutanese airlines, Chukir and Bhutan Airlines, and they connect with very handful destinations, like a couple of half a dozen destinations in India, Thailand, and Singapore.
Okay.
So that's how you can really connect and reach to Bhutan.
Okay. So you would have to, at the moment, wait it out. So do you think that if this is on other people's bucket lists, and I have to say, looking at the pictures, it's definitely going to be on many people's bucket lists now. So would you say it's safe to start looking and dreaming of perhaps going next year?
Absolutely. Even, the moment the restrictions are lifted, from March 6th, when the first case was reported, and till date, after 6 months, almost 6 months, there are only 194 cases which have been reported.
Okay.
Thankfully, by the grace of God, no loss of death has been reported so far.
Okay.
And most of them were tourists, who've left the country anyway.
Yes.
So, I mean, it's perfectly COVID-free destinations,
So I would love to have you back another time talking about some of the other destinations that you are also a specialist in. Tell me a little bit about what your company does, Prem.
I mean, I'm very excited that we would be turning 25 years of operations next year. I started a company, with my wife 25 years back as a small venture, and with 2 people, one out of which is still working in the office, and we have grown to more than 120 people in 6 offices in the region. So our headquarters is in Delhi, and we have a small office, with 15 people in South India in Cochin. We have our own regional office in Colombo. We are coming up with a new office in Kathmandu, and we serve Bhutan and Maldives as well. So the entire subcontinent, which I really see as one big region.
So family-owned company, and you still, does your wife still work with you in the business?
She's the managing director of the company.
She's the managing director.
Yeah. So I take care of, basically the customer experience, and it's a very personalized thing that we do.
Yes. Well, I love your enthusiasm. I can't wait to meet you. And I'm looking forward to actually coming and seeing a few of your places. I may have to definitely do Bhutan now and add that to my list. But I think you have a few others that I would do too.
We are so eager to welcome you. So eager to welcome you.
Thank you so much, Prem. I really appreciate it.